It's back to the Premier League for Arne Slot's Liverpool, and as the season is coming towards its end, these games are just getting bigger. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Aman Chima, and here I am to preview the game between Liverpool and Tottenham, going to be played at the Anfield Stadium. And yeah, it's getting tight, it's getting heated up, and it's high time that Liverpool should start getting on a roll. Looking at again the context of the game, the fact that there is only 3 points dividing four teams in the race for that top four, top five spot, it becomes even more important for Liverpool, who are the chasers in this race, to start winning. If possible, start giving good performances as well. But more importantly, make sure that if there is any opportunity when the other teams slip up, Liverpool should be right there, even if it's a half decent chance for us to pounce on. Looking at Tottenham's perspective, I mean, unwantingly, they find themselves in a relegation battle. And although last season wasn't different to what they are going through in the Premier League, but like the fact that they did win the Europa League sort of covered a few cracks for them. So definitely they have their own situation which is developing, and of course with the injuries that they've got and with their manager not being able to get their fans and their players on board with him, it's a totally different situation that they're facing over there. But looking at Liverpool, we are coming off after being beaten in the Champions League. We've lost the last Premier League game that we faced, which was against Wolves. And although we did win in the FA Cup, but as we said, or like as I believe, that the FA Cup has to be not a priority for me, because top four, top five finish has to be the number one target for Liverpool. And of course, if it can be complemented with a deeper run in the current Champions League campaign, and hopefully getting a trophy there too, that would just do wonders for Arne Slot personally, given the fact that even he has had a season that he was not expecting in terms of the results and the performance. That would be the perfect ending for every Liverpool fan. And yeah, that is what we can hope for. But looking at this game, uh, the last time we faced Tottenham ended in a very chaotic finish when we were leading 2-0. We were one man up, and suddenly they found the goal in the dying moments, and it was looking as if like Liverpool were down and trailing, and somehow we managed to escape from a last minute equalizer from their end. So yeah, I still remember that game, which suddenly turned chaotic after having controlled the majority of the game. And of course, the fact that Alexander Isak, who came onto the pitch, scored the first goal for us, unfortunately got injured. And yeah, that was one of those games which we do remember fondly or not so fondly. But the last time we played against Tottenham at Anfield was when we beat them and were officially the Premier League champions for last season. And yeah, what a day it was. And right now it's a completely different situation. On that day, we knew that we just had to run through the motions and we'll get that job done. But this time around, even with the situation that Tottenham finds themselves in, we know that it is going to be a bigger task for Liverpool. And knowing what the external pressure is of like qualifying for the top four, top five spot, and with the fact that losing to Wolves, losing a lot of points last minute in the season has not really helped us. So you would expect that Liverpool should be up and about for this game, and they must be wanting to prove something, because even against Galatasaray, although we are trailing in that tie, but we are not completely out of it. So this is a massive, massive week which is coming up. We've got Tottenham, which is the next game, Galatasaray at home for the second leg, and Brighton away before the last international break of the season kicks in. So I mean, as I've said multiple times, as Liverpool fans, we've got to believe. As Liverpool fans, we have to be positive. And yes, there have been a lot of concerns slash criticism slash negative analysis of selective things, and I do not want any of my energies to go there, knowing very well that now it's the time to make sure that we as fans play our part and drag this team, push this team to make sure that we not only enter that elusive top four, top five spots, as I've been continuously repeating, but to make sure that we stay there. And I'm sure the manager and the players would be very much aware of the current situation. So they would be ready to put in a proper shift. And as we've seen a few times in the season, like when we've needed Anfield has shown up. And I just hope that the players show up to with the right attitude, with the right mentality, and make sure that we do not lose any ounce of focus when it comes to staying concentrated till the last minute. Now, looking at the injury status and the availability of players, Allison should be back. I mean, Arne Slot is hoping that if not in this game, he should be back for the Galatasaray second leg. So good news over there. Wirtz had a 70 odd minute performance against Galatasaray. Again, a what if performance. Like he had a few goal scoring opportunities which he missed, and had he scored, the the perspective about that game would have been completely different. So other than those two people, I don't think there is any other injury concern. Federico Chiesa was unwell. He is sort of, as per the latest update, should be back at least starting on the bench because I don't see him starting in the 11. So yeah, it should be back to full strength, of course, with like the long term injuries of Bradley, Leone, and Isaac, Endo as well staying sidelined. So for me, the 11 would be starting in goal should be Allison. If not Allison, Mohamed Darshvili, who had a few decent saves, and I think he did really well to keep the score to 1-0 only in the last match. Should start just in case if our Brazilian is not ready. In the back four, it has to be a Milos Kerkez start for me. Centre back pairing has to be Van Dijk, Konate, and in the right back position, Frimpong should come back because he started on the bench last game and came on as the right winger. So he should be fit and ready to go. In the midfield, uh, given the fact that now Florian Wirtz is back and available, uh, would you rather start a Cody Gakpo in here and maybe give a few minutes to Rio and Gamoa? What I would do is Gravenberg has to start for me, and so would Soboslai. And with him, I would like to see Florian Wirtz, and then Cody Gakpo on the left wing, Ekitike up top, and Mohamed Salah on the right wing. So that would allow you to get Curtis Jones from the bench, Rio Ngamoa from the bench, Joe Gomez, Andy Robertson from the bench, and if need be, Federico Chiesa and Trey Noni can also uh, come on later in the second half and maybe take a few minutes off our senior players, because this is when you need to manage minutes, because you've got another important game in Galatasaray coming up and there is still a month and a half still remaining in the season. So this is what my lineup would be in terms of the game. I do want Liverpool to be dominant. I do want Liverpool to be controlling every part of it, because now, yes, performance matters, but result matters more. And this is where I feel Liverpool needs to step up, show why that they are the Premier League champions, and make sure that even if it's Tottenham who have nothing to lose, I mean, if if you're a Tottenham fan, let me know in the comment section below what your expectations are from this game. If I was in your position, I would have just let all my players know that, you know what, maybe the odds are against us, but we've got nothing to lose. And this is where we go on and make sure that we give them a proper fight. And that is something that Liverpool needs to be wary about, even though that they are suffering in their own way. Not to make them suffer more, but we have to get those 3 points. We have to get this win, which is very crucial for our own season. And with the fact that Chelsea has lost and United and Aston Villa are playing against each other, this is the moment where you can start capitalizing by getting those 3 crucial points and making sure that we are in the thick of things. And if the need arises, we should be looking towards cementing our place rather than climbing up the ladder. So this is what I believe the talk should be in terms of the mentality. But as I said, they've got a few threats in Dominic Solanke. Of course, Richarlison has his own history with Liverpool, and they've got decent enough players. Not saying that their whole squad looks injury stricken. So yeah, you just need to make sure that you get an early goal in, or even if that's not the case, even if the game is drawn out a little bit, be a bit brave. I would love to see a courageous Liverpool performance, because yes, there is the risk of like Liverpool getting caught in the transition. Yes, they could hurt us, but that is when you need to be calculative and make sure that you choose the braver option of it and ensure that you always have your foot on the pedal. So this is how I would approach the game. And I mean, I don't need to emphasize on the context of this game. It's a massive game for Liverpool. And yeah, I would like to see Cody Gakpo, Mohamed Salah get involved with a bit of more offensive action, because whenever Rio comes on, there's always excitement. But with Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah, and yes, I do understand the tactical nuance behind it, that we're not completely playing to their strengths, or like to the way that they have been used to being playing since the past few years or so. But it is what it is. And if they can be clinical enough with their decision making, I think, yeah, we'll get the job done. So you let me know in the comment section, how do you think Arne Slot should approach this game? Let me know what your score predictions would be. Let me know what your lineups would be. Would you start a Rio and Gamoa in this game? Would you start a Curtis Jones in this game? Let me know in that comment section below. And do you think Andy Robertson gets a start in this one, and then Milos Kerkez would be back for the Galatasaray game? Let me know everything what you feel, and I will catch you in the review of this game, hopefully with those 3 points. Till then, take care.